Welcome back to Seton Hill Studios. Today we're going to be checking out another Drumeo video where the drummer hears the song for the first time and plays it. This one's Juilliard Professor Hears Nirvana. So let's get into it. All right, YouTube, here we go. Juilliard Jazz Professor Hears Nirvana for the first time. It'll be wild.
And I'm playing Nirvana.
I wonder when the last time Ulysses played 2 and 4 was. There's no way. Have you heard that song before?
No.
That is insane.
Really? Oh, that's why.
This is going to be cool. I think this guy's name's Ulysses Owens Jr. maybe. I'm not super familiar with him, but you can tell his touch is lighter than a typical rock drummer because he's a jazz drummer, which is completely different. So this is cool, man. Drumeo, shout out to y'all. I love this type of stuff.
It's all up.
So every drummer that comes through, we have a tradition of giving them some music to learn.
Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know,
Ulysses
you've been
Owens
teaching
Jr.
at Juilliard School of Music for how many years?
I've been teaching at Juilliard for 7 years. And I teach, I'm the small ensemble director.
So you're, I guess you're primarily known as the jazz drummer.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna put
the
you
scarf.
through the ringer here,
Okay.
and it's gonna be great.
Okay.
If you're a jazz drummer,
we're
you
gonna
got to
give
have the
you a song.
scarf.
Okay.
We've taken the drums out,
Okay.
so you have complete freedom to come up with your own drum part, whatever you want.
Okay.
And
So I reacted to another one of these videos, and I'll try to put it somewhere on the screen. Chad Smith was doing this. It's super cool, man. All these drummers, different styles, and the vulnerability that they put. And ain't scared to mess up, and ain't got to be perfect. That's what I love about these. Everybody on the internet tries to be perfect. These guys, top-notch
at the
drummers.
very end, we're gonna play you the original, and you can see either how close you got,
Okay.
or how creative you got.
Oh, man, this is fun.
So are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here it is.
So he's not hearing the track. Listen to the drumless track. And think about this. We've all heard Nirvana. Well, most of us have. So we know how the drums sound. But for him, he hasn't heard the tune. So he's like, you see that process, that composition process. So let's see what he comes up with. Let's go. He's active listening. It's so interesting too how light his touch is because jazz requires so much of a lighter touch. A lot of drummers be rim shotting that snare right now, but he's just filling it out too. So that's part of it. All right, let's go. Soft touch though. He's almost going like a double time. Okay. It's interesting too, if you guys can see, he has the batter side of his kick drum mic'd up. Got that Odyx mic, it looks like. I don't know if that's common in jazz to mic the batter side. Y'all let me know. Most drummers mic the resonant side and maybe inside the kick drum. So that's super cool. And those Behringer P16s that he has for his ears, those are great in-ear monitoring systems too. I think that's a Behringer. All right, let's go. Enough technical talk. It's similar to what it does.
Have you heard that song before?
No.
It's wild.
That is insane.
Really? Oh, that's why it's all up.
I was saying to the guys in here, I'm like, I wonder when the last time Ulysses played 2 and 4 was. That was
So what he means by that is most common music. Y'all drummers know this, but the backbeat comes on the 2 and the 4. Boom, ta, da-dum, dum, ta. And jazz mostly it's driven by the ride, and then the hi-hats are on the 2 and 4. And then there's comping. You know, I'm not super jazz guy, but it's a lot different than most modern pop, country, that type of stuff.
Oh.
That's why he's like.
I f***ed that all the way up.
So you don't know the song. What are some things you picked up on? That was the first time you've ever heard that.
So the first thing I heard, it was
things.
like this halftime thing. So it was like the.
And I think the song does that.
That was like the first thing I heard. And then when it started driving, like the chorus, it was like bum, bum. So I was like, all right, got it. And I know like,
Playing
you know, I'm not a
heel
rock
down, too.
aficionado, but I know like
This bass
in
drum.
a lot of those songs, even when they're like rock, you know, they like fills kind of in the middle of that to like elevate it. So it's gotta be nice and big and whatever.
Man. It's cool he naturally felt that, because that's how the song does. It leaves that space open, and then the drummer, Dave Grohl, fills that in. So as a musician, you know, he just felt that naturally. That's cool.
But yeah, I could really hear the difference between the halftime and kind of going into quote unquote double time driving feel.
So if you had to do this again, now that you've heard it, are there things that you would change based on the first run through?
I would acknowledge the halftime much sooner, because at first, like I could hear it, and then when the driving time came in, I was like, oh shit. Like, so I would just immediately give way to that, you know, like versus like kind of hinting at it at first.
Nice. You want
This
to
is
give this
such a
thing
good
too?
resource.
Sure.
So we can hear some of that?
Sure.
I can't wait for you
To hear how they think.
Oh,
Composition. Fast singles. That's a cool feel. Getting his bearings. And y'all got to think too, he has no guide to go on. You know, it's weird for us to hear this song with that drumming, but he has no guide to go on. He hasn't heard this song, so we've heard it probably for years, but he's in a different world, man. Be like me sitting down with a jazz song, be like, what? So this is cool. Cymbals sound great. And the drums are open, like jazz drums. Like a double time. It's like he's sitting low, too. Earthworks mics. Has any of y'all tried those Earthworks mics? I was curious about them. I know they're expensive, but man, I see a lot of people with them. Real slim design too, so a lot of them on toms, sometimes on the snare. All right, let's go. This is so cool. That's interesting. He gave it a measure or two. Man, shout out to Drumeo. Shout out to you guys, and shout out to these drummers. This is cool, man. The way they come in here. I know I've already said it, but It's vulnerable coming into a song you don't know, no time to practice. That's out of your genre. That's cool, man. Shout out. He is sitting low. There he goes. Ooh, fast singles. Like that. Interesting. It's so interesting the way he's feeling that. He's letting it go basically a measure, and then he comes in with that backbeat. That's cool. I love these things, man. I get hype off these things. I could nerd out over composition and how people are thinking about music, and especially drummers, because that's my thing. But like, what makes us think and tick the way we do? You know, they say the same drummer can play the same beat and sound. Every drummer's going to sound different, which is so true. Let's go. Nirvana was such an iconic band. Driving that kick drum, light touch though. Heel down. And those triplets.
All right.
You're a beast.
Ah, bullshit.
It's all in good fun, right?
Yeah, I love it, man. I like this.
How did that take two go?
Great
compared to
attitude.
Take one.
I felt much better in terms of just like, okay, it's three verses, this many choruses. Like I kind of like when that guitar solo came up, I thought it was done. So I was like, oh, we got one more, But it started to kind of like make sense. Like I could start to kind of like hear the form,
Well, Are you ready to hear the original?
Sure.
Before I play it, are you familiar with Dave Grohl?
Yes.
Okay. Dave Grohl on drums.
Okay.
The song is called In Bloom
Okay.
by a band called Nirvana.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know the band names.
Hey, that's good enough.
Shit, I'm playing Nirvana.
My bad. You can just tell tonally the way those drums sound too. It's just rock sound versus jazz, the way everything's tuned up, the way they're being hit. This is a cool approach though.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I love this
Kept the
part.
halftime. Ah. Wow, man. Cool.
What do you think?
Great song, man. He sounds great. Just solid groove.
There's like the classic like drum hook in that song.
Yeah.
It's like one of those classic like rock drum hooks.
Oh,
So
okay.
and then in the
It's cool, man. This guy's probably he's teaching at Juilliard, so I'm sure I'm not familiar with him, but I'm sure he's just unbelievable in the realm that he does. Just he comes in here humble, man, and he ain't worried about chopping out and showing everybody how good he is. He's like, man, he's giving credit to where it's due to Dave and saying that's some awesome stuff. I love that. Everything's so competitive all the time. It's cool to see somebody like, not be a hater. It's rare these days, right?
Chorus, those big triplet fills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful
You
studio
started
they
doing
got.
those, I think, on the end of the first pass.
Okay.
And then in your second take, you started working those into every chorus.
Oh,
So
man.
you were picking up those things even though you didn't know they were in the
Wow.
original. Like for me, I can't unhear the original parts of that song. Like growing up on that record.
That's a great
And
point.
then to hear your approach to that, never having heard the drum part,
Yeah.
is mind blowing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a little bit of rock. Like I've checked out, like I love the band Incubus and stuff like that. But,
Great band.
when I hear it, I hear the song and the things that are built into how they're approaching it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, next time we're going to get you a 26-inch kick drum.
Yeah, right. I was like, I need big. Like the funny thing is trying to lay into the 16.
We're seeing like nice.
That's a great point. He's not laying into the drums, but they are smaller drums, so they're going to produce a different tone. A lot of those, like he was saying, I think Brandon's his name. Those old rock drummers, the Bonhams, and I think they had 24, 26-inch kicks, so just boom, just massive. It'll produce a lot more rock sound. So.
Feathered notes on the kick, and then every
Yeah.
once in a while it like goes a little bit harder. Maybe that was different from a lot of the stuff that you're used to doing.
I love this.
I mean, to be honest, it wasn't different. Like I didn't
Okay.
know the tune, but that's the same as like if I didn't know a big band tune. Because I grew up playing in church, so where I use my ears. So the same kind of mechanisms of using my ears to hear, find the patterns, find the repetition, find the bass groove. Like that's genreless. Like that goes across
good point.
genres. It wasn't a different experience other than the fact that I just didn't know the tune. What's crazy though is like the fact that when you played it for me, the halftime thing that I was kind of hearing, but I was like on the fence about, that was the vibe, the whole tune. That was interesting. Like the way Dave's playing it to me really is like a funk tune. He's just wide open with it. So I think that was hip to like
Dave's got
hear
those
a guy
hi-hats
who
up
was
there.
really playing some funk but just with a rock tinge, Yeah, Dave's funky, man. I didn't realize how funky he was. What's up, everybody? I hope you enjoyed watching me learn.
Cool, man. Y'all check out Drumeo. That's awesome. They're such a great resource. I love this, man. Ulysses, humble guy, just coming in here, just jamming out, giving it his best, and being like, I'm not perfect, but I'm here to do it. Great resource for learning drums, and I think they have piano and guitario as well. So appreciate y'all watching that with me. Shout out to Drumeo for always providing top-notch content. It's so cool to see how different drummers approach a song, especially a jazz-studied drummer approach on a rock song. If you haven't liked and subscribed and hit that notification bell, I'd really appreciate it so you get our content right when we release it. Thanks for all the love and support, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.